The U.S. is a force for good in the world. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. Okay, so you're going to have to tell him why you agree so he can hear you.
The US is a very developed country, and I believe we have a lot to learn from them. And any bad examples they might set, we are responsible for following them or not.
Why do you slightly agree that the U.S. is a force for good in the world?
US is
Louder
very
so he
big.
can hear.
It's very big, and I don't know exactly why. Just I think so.
Do you like the U.S.?
Yes.
Okay. And why do you slightly disagree?
Well, because the U.S. is a country and it has its own interests, and well, they aren't necessarily good. Well, I don't say they are evil. That's why I slightly disagree. But they just have their interests, and well, they are still better than many countries. But I wouldn't say they are a force of good.
What has the U.S. done that you think is not good?
Well,
Two things, or one thing.
well, the invasion of Afghanistan, I think, and well, in World War II, for example, the Japanese internment camps weren't exactly good. But well, I know that that's an old example, but yeah, well, that's it.
So the invasion of Iraq was a big thing for you.
Well, well, it would have been good if, for example, in Afghanistan they would go there and make order and leave, but well, they didn't succeed. I don't say that it's bad to try it, but they were there for like 20 years, and the situation isn't better than in 2001. So well, I think they could have done it more efficiently.
Okay. Tell us something that the U.S. has done that's good, like one or two things or tell him, what has the U.S. done that's good?
Well, as a physicist, I'm thinking as a physicist, they've helped us evolve a lot, and
How? How has the U.S. helped you evolve?
especially with science. Well, it has one of the biggest science centers we know, and one of the best. I don't remember how you call them.
Research?
Well, yes, research. Yes, yes, that we know of, and that's one. And I don't know.
Does what he tell you about the Iraq War? Does that bother you?
Well, it's definitely not a good thing, and of course, it's bothersome. But as we are, I don't want to be mean, but we haven't been affected by that, and we are too young to know about that in such detail that we know exactly what to think about it.
Does him bringing up the Iraq War, would that cause you enough concern to move to slightly agree?
If he would tell me more about it, and I could see if that's an active threat or not, it might make me move to another line.
Okay. What has the U.S. done that's been good, and what has the U.S. done that's been not good?
I don't know very much from the US. I don't know. The president is very good. I know because
Joe Biden?
yes. Uh, I heard that Trump was a very bad president.
What has Joe Biden done that's good?
Uh, I don't know.
Has what did Trump do that's bad?
uh, is I think he's a bad person. Um,
Okay, all right. Um, is there anything she could tell you to convince you to move to the neutral line? Like, what would she have to say to you?
Well, I don't know. I'm
Like, if she said to you, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like if she said to you, you know, I don't know. I don't even know what you got. What could you say to him what could you say to him to convince him to move one line to move to the neutral about the U.S. being a force for good in the world?
How would I convince you?
Because he seems like a very rational, logical man. So you'd need to use a tool, some piece of evidence or data or reason. What could that be to convince him to move to the neutral?
To convince a rational man, I really don't know.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. How come you're not on the strongly agree line?
There are some things happening in the US which I do not agree with and are unusual for people living here. We are very different.
Like, what's happening in the U.S. you don't agree with?
Well, first of all, I don't like it how I've seen a lot of information about how food is not as natural as it is here, and I like that very much about our country, and about weird laws like the abortion law, which
That the
been talked about, yes, and these kind of things.
And can women get abortions in this country
Yes, they can.
up to the first trimester?
I don't know exactly which trimester, but
Okay, so let me ask you a question. What information would you have to move you to the disagree? Like, what would you have to learn about the U.S. to think that we're even less of a force for good in the world?
well, if those conspiracy theories became true, then I would move there.
Like, which conspiracy theories?
Well, these they organized 9/11 and these bullshits.
I see. Okay, cool. So I have two final questions. Is there anything I should have asked you that I didn't ask you? Okay, final question. Think about someone you love. Put them in your head. Would you rather they live in the United States or out of the United States? Would you want someone you love to live in the United States?
no, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't. Would you want someone you love to live in the United States?
No.
Would you want someone you love to live in the United States?
No.
Can you tell us why no?
First of all, because they wouldn't be here with me.
Okay.
Okay, but no, I really love our country and I like it here, I think.
You think it's better to live here than in...
I like this European atmosphere, which I've gotten accustomed to.
Do you think it's better... Let's say you could never see them again. Where would you want them to live, Romania or the U.S.?
Romania.
And tell us why.
I like this more simple lifestyle.
Okay, great. If you could never see them yourself and they had either to live in the U.S. or Romania, where should they live?
I want to live here, not in US, because I don't know, it's too far from me, and I don't have a job there, and
So someone you love, you'd rather them live in Romania than the U.S.
uh,
if you'd never see them again. Either they live in Romania or the U.S.
um, you mean my boyfriend live in US?
No, like someone you someone you would never see, like someone you really like, maybe love, but you would never see them if they're in Romania or the U.S. Where should they live?
Mm, in Belgium? I don't know.
In Belgium. Oh, that okay. Why would you want to live in the U.S.?
Well, I'm not sure at the moment. It seems too chaotic and too far for me, and I don't know. I wouldn't move there right now. Maybe after 10 years or something.
What if you could study with a famous physicist in the U.S. and your housing was paid for? Would you want to move to the U.S.?
Well, that would be very convincing. Yeah, then I would. I certainly would live there.
Okay.
If I had a guaranteed housing and a guaranteed job, but well, I wouldn't just emigrate there
Okay.
for like.
All right, cool. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope you had fun.